and welcome to the Peace Circle. This is Gina, and as you can see, the sun is coming down in Rhode Island, and I always find this view when it happens this way to be a little humorous, because I think it's very symbolic of life. How much of us is in that shadow, and how much of us is in the sunlight of the spirit. So welcome to the Peace Circle. I'm Gina, and I am your host for the Peace Circle, where we come together every week to know peace, to choose peace, and to be that change we wish to see in the world, where we get to choose to culminate peace in our own life so that we are being that change. We are not just allowing it, but we are radiating it out to the world. So every week we pick a different topic, and that topic has to do with helping ourselves to be that best version of ourselves. So tonight's topic is courage. It's courage. It's being brave. It's strength. It's knowing that power that is you. And I always begin the Peace Circle with my poem, I Too Have a Dream. And I do that because to me it really symbolizes what this is all about. In my dream too, we all are equal, and not color, religion, nor income defines who we are. Neither country nor region defines us as kin, whether 2 legs or 4, plant or animal. We were all created of the one Creator, with no greater claim to borrow this beautiful earth. In my dream, we all are one, treating each other with love and respect, and living in peace. We are all truly awake, knowing our purpose, to share love and joy, to uplift each other, and in doing so, uplift ourselves. In my dream, we each remember and appreciate each other, and truly understand that all is well. And when we know that all is well, there is a peace within us. And life can get so hectic. It can get so distracting from that truth. So it's simply about getting back to that truth and deciding that, yes, I am that light. I am spirit, and I choose that. And it's consciously choosing to face the light and be in that light. So thank you for being here with me this evening, and I'd love to hear who's here. Write down in the comments who's here watching, and if there's any comments, anything that you'd like to make, please let me know. Any questions, anything around the topic of courage, strength, peace, all of that. Using our personal individual knowingness to tap into that greater knowing, that all-knowing that is spirit as us. And I'd like to put this quote up for you. Splendor. Now that's not about trying to just muster up courage. It's about being that light, that knowingness of spirit, and knowing that it's already there. And sometimes it's easy to step out into something new and fun, and sometimes it's not. Great to have you here, Shannon. Welcome. Welcome to the Peace Circle tonight. And a fellow Rhode Islander. I am here tonight, and this message comes from stepping into the unknown was the topic for the month for CSL, Centers for Spiritual Living. That was our topic, was stepping into the unknown. Now, we're all doing that. We're at a time in life right now, it's never looked like this before. There are people that are still afraid to go out. There are people that are completely not afraid. They're just stepping out and being, living and doing as if nothing was wrong or ever was. So everybody's in a different place, and it's trying to come to terms with where you are and just being there and knowing that that's okay. You don't have to be like anyone else. You don't have to pretend that, it's okay when you don't feel okay, but it's coming into a new comfort zone on how do I move forward in life and what do I really choose? Because for a year, we couldn't do anything. A lot of the things, we couldn't go to the movies, we couldn't go to the theater, we couldn't do all kinds of things. Well, now that we're able to come together this summer in a greater way, what do you choose to do with your time, with your freedom? We're born with freedom. And we've had a few things that we haven't been able to do for the first times in most of our lives. So what are you choosing to do with that freedom? How many times did you think, I would have, could have, should have? And those aren't things that serve us in the sense of, it's not about regret, it's not about guilt. It's about choosing again. So you are the hero that you need. You are the hero that you've been waiting for in your life, and the whole world needs you right now. So I am encouraging you to step up and step into your greatness. It's one of those things, sometimes we get caught up in the distractions of life, and it's so easy to do. Today's Monday, and Monday mornings I usually do the morning prayer here at New Thought Media Network, and I love doing them on Mondays because it's exciting. It's a whole new week. You get to do anything. You begin all over again. What do you choose to make out of this week? And that's why I love doing the Monday morning prayer. But it takes guts to step out of your routine. It takes knowing who and whose you are. And sometimes that's tougher than others. So I always bring music into, I absolutely love music, and I bring all kinds of different things. And tonight's music is all around our topic of being brave and being courageous. So I ask you, what is it that you're choosing? What are you choosing to live from? What does that look like for you? So I invite you to take a deep breath, and I invite you to listen to this song that normally is Sarah Bareilles, but I found a beautiful version of a children's choir. I invite you to listen to the words of this song.
You can be amazing, you can turn a phrase into a weapon or a drug. You can be the outcast or be the backlash of somebody's lack of love.
Or you can start speaking up. Nothing's gonna hurt you the way the words do when they settle neath your skin.
Kept on the inside and no sunlight, sometimes the shadow wins. But I wonder what would happen if you say what you wanna say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I wanna see you be brave with what you wanna say and let the words fall out. you wanna say and let the words fall out. Honestly, I wanna see you be brave. Just wanna see you. I just wanna see you. Just wanna see you. I wanna see you be brave. Just wanna see you. I just wanna see you. Just wanna see you. I wanna see you be brave. Honestly, I wanna see you be brave. Just wanna see you. I just wanna see you. Just wanna see you. I wanna see you be brave. Just wanna see you. I just wanna see you.
I watch those kids and it makes me smile. It makes me so excited because I know that that's what's our future. We teach our children to be brave, to be bold, to say what they mean and mean what they say, but don't say it mean. We teach them to be the best that they can be. We expect greatness from them, but we also learn from them. So I encourage you to look and ask yourself, not in a judgment way, simply witnessing, am I living my greatness? Am I using the gifts Spirit has given me? You have gifts no one else has. Are you using them? I would like to share with you out of a daily word. It's from August 5th, 2019, strength. I am strong, wise, and loving. God, give me strength. How many times have I prayed this prayer, often in desperation? Today, I seek strength to do all I have to do. I turn within. I align myself with the strength and power of God that is always within me. In this quiet time, I remember the truth. Strength is part of my divine makeup. I am innately strong, and I can do all things. If I should momentarily forget this truth, I step back and take a breath, taking one brief moment to align myself with divine. That divine nature of God within allows me to return to the situation with full awareness of my strength to manage anything. I bring peace and understanding to every situation. Again, it says, I bring peace and understanding to every situation. And when I do that, when I bring peace into a room, into a conversation, into my family, that is bringing it about in the world. It's what I get to do. It's part of my freedom. Also one of those divine natures that is within me. No one can control my thoughts, my actions, my words. I do get choices, but do I use them consciously? And sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. So it's being honest with ourselves and knowing, that power is within me. That we've each gone through circumstances that we didn't know how we'd get through, but yet we did. Spirit as us is a magnificent. So Spirit as you, what is your purpose? I am a true believer that when people aren't living their purpose, not only do you know it, but that's where anxiety steps in. That's where discontent. As a life coach, I've had many people who had tremendous jobs. They had great jobs, wonderful families. They're people that looked on the outside like they had everything. Yet somehow, when it came to contentment, it wasn't there. It's not about that impressive job. It's about feeling content in my own skin. It's about appreciating myself because I know I'm doing the best I can at what I'm meant to be. Now, that's different for everyone. And it doesn't mean an impressive job as the world would see, but are you using the gifts you were given? I had shared this with my community, but my mom always wanted to be a barber. She always wanted to cut hair. I even remember in the middle of the night one time, my sister got up to go to the bathroom. And she said, "Here, sit in the chair." And she cut her hair. It was like 1 a.m. And literally she ended up, of course, she hadn't been to school for it yet. She ended up with the little straight across bangs and the little like bowl look on her head. And it was hilarious. And I saw that happening, and I ran right back to bed. As you can well imagine, with my hair, it's not something that I wanted to get. So she always wanted to do that. And in her 40s, she's decided now's the time. She turned 40 and she realized she needed to do something. She needed change. She wasn't happy. And she went to barber school. And it wasn't that she ever made much money as a barber, because she didn't. But it wasn't about money. She was happy. She had customers that were so loyal and absolutely loved her. But she had people from the neighborhood. It was like the community hangout. It was something that people would just come in. There'd be like 5, 6 people in there, and none of them were getting haircuts. She had to put a sign out that said how many were waiting, so people would actually come in. But she could be her best self. She could share a cup of coffee. She could share her love. People would come for her wisdom, for her smile. And she would say that, "Style with a smile." That was her tagline. And people loved it. What are you sharing with the world? My father-in-law, he had worked in welding for most of his life and always had these really tough, that type of a job. And he ended up as a custodian at a school. And he absolutely loved it. He was a hard worker. It wasn't even a question of that. But he was, he was so personable and so kind that the whole school honored him. They actually spray painted a plunger, and they bestowed the golden plunger upon him. That's when you are being your best self. Now, he could have stayed at a job that he was used to, but he went off into something new. And it was exactly what was meant for him. He could be his best self. Are you being your best self? Because, you wouldn't think that the janitor's the one that they're having assemblies for. But he was that amazing that they did. So I ask you, what are you doing in your life to bring that kind of joy to the world? To bring peace or harmony to your family? Where is your niche? So I'm going to play the next song, and I ask you, what are you bringing? Where is your heart space right now? Are you being bold and living your best life? Are you living courageously? Or is it something that you're waiting for something to happen?
Wake up, the sun cannot wait for long. Reach out before it fades away. You will find the warmth when you surrender. Smile into the fear and let it play. Face what I and all that you thought was wrong is pure again. You can't hide forever from the thunder. Look into the storm and feel the rain. Run away, and you say that it can't be so. Wanna look away, but you stay 'cause it's all so close. When you stand up and hold out your hand in the face of what I don't understand, a reason to be brave. Run away, and you say that it can't be so. You wanna look away, but you stay 'cause it's all so close. When you stand up and hold out your hand in the face of what I don't understand, a reason to be brave.
So, what is your reason to be brave? Why are you stepping forward? Why do it now? A lot of people like playing it safe. They'd rather sit back and see how things play out. Life is not, it is participation. It's all about that. It's something to just observe. It's all in. And when we don't, that's when we start having those regrets, would have, could have, should have. It is so much easier to sit back and wait, but what are you waiting for? It's now or never. You will never be at this place again. You'll never be this young again. You'll never have the people and support. You'll never have the opportunity to be exactly where you are right now. So live your best life. That's a choice. It doesn't mean that you're not afraid. It doesn't mean that there's not that, that part of you that's, anxious or in fear. I have a poem that I'd like to share with you. And this is from my Soul Purpose book. And it's called Fearless. Fearless is a state of mind that is not easily defined. Simply put, it means without fear, but not in people. It is always there. Some ignore the anxious thought, pretend and act without thought. Many become paralyzed by their fear. It is only perceived lack which holds them there. Others acknowledge their doubts and fears, but refuse to allow them to hinder their dares. Cautious, wise, cocky, or distraught, fearless is trusting and taking the step, regardless of what others thought. Fearless is knowing your part in divine's plan and living the purpose for which is your part. Fearless disregards excuses or limiting ideas, but does not mean living without fear. For the fearless act accordingly, regardless of what may come to be. Fearless is truly acting in faith, often not easy, but the only way to your greatest faith. So are you living that way? Are you living your best life? And what does that look like? I love visioning. I do love that practice of opening up to what spirit sees, allowing spirit to show the way, because spirit knows so much more of who and what we are, because we are that. We are that. It's not about never feel. If you don't have butterflies in your stomach, if you're not, your heart's not racing at times, you're not living. It should be just, life begins just past your comfort zone. It's not about doing what other people do. It's about doing what you're meant to do. And it's not about other people's approval. You are made of star stuff. And are you living that way? I absolutely love Marianne Williamson's who are you not to? Who are you not to use the gifts that Spirit gave you? If we were to give someone, if we had a niece or a nephew or a child, and we gave them a toy, and it was really cool, and we spent a long time thinking about the perfect gift, and then they didn't use it, and you had it made, and it was one of a kind, and then they didn't use it, how would you feel about that? You have gifts no one else has. Use them. Live that best life. And as the sun is going down, you can see as I'm talking about this, the sunlight of the Spirit is shining brighter and brighter. And that's what I want to ask you. Are you shining? Are you living that life that was meant for you? So how do we do that? How do we move past conditions? Because it's not about waiting until everything is aligned. It's hard to have peace when we don't feel well. When physically something is not right, it's hard. Or when we're grieving the loss. There's been a lot of loss this year. And loss of all kinds, people that we love, loss of safety or security. A lot of people are feeling more fear. They're experiencing things they never had before. I'm not saying that there's not, or financial problems or things like that. There are conditions. But the difference is we refuse to allow that to limit us. We deny that those conditions have to continue. See, events happen. We are going to have grief. We are going to have loss. We are going to have circumstances that happen in our lives. But suffering is choosing, whether it's consciously or unconsciously, to stay there. See, science of mind and new thought is teaching. It's a teaching thing. It is absolutely not about a one and done. Really, no. Thank you for that heads up that there's no sounder in the slides. I appreciate that. I read you the I read you Marianne Williamson's poem, and evidently you couldn't hear me. So I apologize for that. Realize that you get a choice in all that you're saying and doing to be that best version of you. Don't stay in the pain. And also realize that we're supposed to need other people. We're supposed to need each other. We're supposed to enjoy each other's, not just their company, but we're supposed to give and take. Because when I work and cheer somebody else up, when I'm in a place that I'm giving my best, Spirit is flowing through me and filling me. And when you're doing that, you're filling yourself up to be able to be that outlet for someone else. We're supposed to need each other. So I encourage you that if you're not feeling that strength and you're not feeling that brave, find someone to talk to that believes in you. As a life coach, I've had many people that knew exactly what they wanted to do, but they didn't trust themselves. So I encourage you to think about that and what that looks like. What is it that you're choosing, and how are you living by it? Being brave doesn't mean fearless in the sense of there's nothing to fear. It's doing it anyway, one step at a time, taking that next right step, and trusting that Spirit will carry us through. That's what faith is about. If there wasn't anything that we were afraid of, we wouldn't need faith. We wouldn't need to step out into the unknown. So I encourage you to think about that. What is it that you're meant to do? Think about the different things that are in our life today. We have so many different things that happen that we look at and we may be outraged at, or we look at and we think there needs to be changed. Are you standing up for the change that you wish to see in the world? So if we want to save the planet, are you recycling? Do you actually put the time in to recycle? If you want to see greater equality in the world, what are you doing to bridge the gap, to be of that change? And it could be whether it's race equality, whether it's financial, whether it be as far as demographics go, whether it be, all types. It could be age, it could be, there's all kinds of, it could be, women standing up for equal pay. And it's not about being against anything, but what is important to you? Are you taking action? Are you living that? And only you can, and that's the most important thing to remember, is that only you can. Spirit as you has that power. But you have to let him. You have to step into that unknown, trusting that there's something in you that's going to fly, that you're not the caterpillar. You are that butterfly. I love this picture is beautiful. This picture of a child just knowing its own strength. Be that. Be that fearless child that's walking out into, because you are that child. You are the child of divine. You are here not to play small in the world. So I am encouraging you to think about what is it that Spirit has called forth for and as you today. What is Spirit want of you? And it's so important to really ask, what do I have to offer the world? What am I good at? And when you do these things, as far as for or with people, if you're a carpenter, if you like to make things or fix things, there's tons of people, an elderly person that could use some help. There's always somebody that could use what the skills are. Maybe you could babysit for a single mom. Maybe you could volunteer at a YMCA. And I appreciated the feedback about no sound during that. So I'm going to do it a different way. And I would hope, I'm pretty sure you could hear me on this one. If not, if you can just put in the comments if there's any problems. But this is too important to me not to say. It is actually my favorite quote. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light and not our darkness that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, or fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people will not feel secure around you. We're meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in every one. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others the permission to do the same. As we're liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. So I ask you, who are you the example for? What are you doing today that you are proud of in that way? You are magnificent. And as you look in someone's eyes, realize that is the light of divine that they're shining. And I have never seen someone with sparkling eyes that didn't have faith. I've seen people go through tragedy. I've seen people go through hardship. I've seen people in physical pain still shining. It's not about waiting. It's about doing, taking action. Because we know thoughts become things. And the more conviction we have, if we take a step into, it's going to come back to us tenfold. Spirit is lifting us as we are reaching out to Spirit. We don't have to go that far. We just need to lean in. Spirit is always there. Just lean in. Live in that place of understanding all is well, because Spirit has a plan and it's always bigger than mine. So what does that look like? What does that feel like? It's knowing who and whose you are. So the last song that I'm going to play is Get Ready, My Soul by Daniel Nahmod. And I invite you to, what are you getting ready for? What work, what joy, what is Spirit looking to do through you?
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to the present moment, here to a new beginning here. And I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. 'Cause here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul.
Yes, get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. It's like, let's go. Let's make this world the place that we choose to live in, that we choose to live to our children and our grandchildren, our nieces and our nephews, people that we love. We share this planet. Let's be that change in what we do and what we say. Brene Brown, from her book, Daring Greatly, it says, daring greatly means the courage to be vulnerable. It means to show up and be seen, to ask for what you need, talk about how you're feeling, to have the hard conversations. Yes, live authentically. Life's too short to BS. That's how I look at it. I am sometimes a little too straightforward. I've been told, for some people's taste. I mean well, but I don't have time to look for the most polite or the quietest way to say things. Sometimes I step on toes. It's never intentional. But I say what I mean what I say, and I try to not say it mean, but I need to be my best self. And that is bold at times. And not everyone's comfortable with that. Your job is to not make everyone around you comfortable, including yourself. Your job is to be that, living on the edge, expanding life as divine. You are that individualized expression of greatness. Live like it. I love from Brene Brown's book, Braving the Wilderness. She uses an acronym of braving. And the first one is boundaries. It's setting, holding, and respecting boundaries. Now, when you look at that, the woman that's just literally ready to dive in, boundaries are important. We have to remember where I am. I can do a lot of things. and I can only be one place at a time. And there's a lot of people that I'd love to help, but I can't be true to myself and true to spirit and true to everybody else. I have to pick. There's a divine plan for my life, and when I follow that, and I know it because it's intuition, I know it because it's spirit in me. When I follow that, that's where my bliss is. Are you living on that path? Set those boundaries, and you do the best you can to love and honor the people in our lives, but it's not about them. They have their life. They have their choice. So what do you choose today? It's just holding and setting them and making sure that you respect yours as well as other people's. The R is for reliability. Learn to say what you mean and mean what you say, but make sure people can count on you. Reliability means that you can count on you too. It's knowing that when you set off to do something, that you don't necessarily have to know how it's going to end, but you know it's yours to do, and you do it. And you take one step at a time. You don't need to see the whole staircase. One step at a time. My mantra is the next right thing. I only need to do the next right thing. Now, some days there's a lot of next right things, and some days there's not. So I prepare myself and take care of myself so that I can do what I need to when I need to. So honor yourself with that. A is accountability. Step up and be accountable. Take responsibility. And if you're wrong, accountability is saying I'm sorry. If I'm doing something that is not in integrity, whether I meant it or not, I still have to own up to it. I need to own my truth, not run from it. So step up for and be accountable for what it is you say, what it is you do, because we want people to be accountable as well. And it's okay to hold them accountable. If there are people that are in power that are not doing what they need to, that's why we have a government that gets to change. You have a voice, use it. Step up and step out. You can't wait for other people to do it. The V is for vaults. Keep confidences. Recognize what's yours to share and recognize what isn't. And that is what other people, what they trust us with or not. But it's also with your life. If people aren't supportive, you don't need to tell them all the whys. You don't have to get into the whole story with them. You do the best that you can, and you do it lovingly. But you don't have to share all the details with someone that is not supporting or giving to you. You have nothing to prove to anyone but yourself. And you've got spirit backing you. What more do you need? Okay. Integrity. Integrity is practicing your values, especially when it's hard. Who you choose to be. It's not about anybody else's idea of what you should, would, could do. Integrity is being honest. It's being upfront. It's not hiding. And it's not hiding your skills or gifts either. Integrity is being honest with yourself. If it's yours to do, it's doing it. It's not waiting for other people to do it. There's people that will allow. There's one thing I've learned. If you're a leader and you're someone that likes to or will step up, people will let you. They'll also take advantage. You have to make sure that's part of those boundaries. Part of integrity is doing your part for whatever that may be, not waiting for someone else to pick up slack. Non-judgment. That's not judging ourselves. Braving is giving ourselves the chance. If I fall, I fall. I get up and I do something else. It's okay. It's better to have fallen or to make a mistake than to never try at all. There's different kinds of wins. My husband and I had a comic book store for 6 years. It was not financially a win in that way. But we met the most amazing people. And my daughters were young at the time. And it taught them that they could have, my husband always wanted a comic book store. That was his dream. It taught them that they could live their dreams. Are you leading by example for your children, the people in your lives? It's non-judgment is not judging anybody else's dreams either. And it's also giving and receiving help, allowing yourself to do that. Be present for yourself and for others. We all need help sometimes. Are you there for people, and are you letting them be there for you? Because one of the greatest lessons I've ever learned, I learned the hard way, is that if you don't take care of yourself and do all of these things, like setting boundaries, and if you don't, something's going to give. And that dis-ease in me caused disease. And I ended up with over a dozen tumors and 2 major surgeries. So I tell people, have that knowing about yourself. When you need help, ask for it. If it's not yours to do, don't do it. Just because somebody asked you and you can do it. You can do a lot of things, but you can't do them all at the same time. So be mindful of what you have in the tank to give. Or maybe it's just not right now. It's letting something go to voicemail instead of picking up the phone. It's whatever it needs to be. You have to take care of you, and you need to allow people to take care of themselves as well. And the last one is generosity. That last part of braving is learning how to be generous in your assumptions about others. It's being generous in your time, treasures, and talents. Maybe it's tithing so that the law of circulation is working in amazing ways. Generosity of spirit. Give compliments. Give as many as you possibly can. There's so many people that need that. If you like something about someone, say it. It could be a stranger walking down the street. If you like the color of their hair, if you like their eyes, if you like what they've said, if you love the job that they did, anything at all. If there's teachers that have been online working with your kids and they did a great job, tell them. If there's frontline workers that worked all the way through this pandemic, thank them. Whoever, wherever you can, shower good out into the world, because it has to come back. That's the law of circulation. When we're thinking in a positive direction, it has to come back. Be bold in every way. You get to be here. You get to be free. You get to choose. Step out into that boldness, into that beautiful world that is waiting for you. It needs you now. There's no other time. It needs you right now. You can reach me, whether it's about the topic, whether it's about a suggested topic. You can reach me at Gina@believeinouttoday.com. Please know that I am here. newthoughtmedia.org, ntmedia.org. You can also go right online there, and you can, honestly, if you can donate anything, this is a network that runs just on donations. This is good news that is out to the world, 24/7 availability. All of the past year has been here. If you have something you can give, whatever it is, some people tithe monthly, some people, whatever it is you have to offer, know that the universe needs you to give, and it's giving and receiving. And I assure you, when you do, like I said, time, treasures, talents, keep that law of circulation going. Be bold in what you do. So I thank you. I thank you for being here with me tonight and stepping out, knowing, and it's praying, not just praying and knowing the world, what it is, what it's capable of, but it's going out there and letting others know as well what's important to you. Be the caretaker of your own soul. Listen, pay attention, and then be bold. Step out confidently. Spirit will help you soar. I promise you that. Shine. The world needs your light. Above all else, the world needs your light. So I thank you for being here this evening. I thank you for being that light in the world, for daring greatly and boldly, stepping up and stepping out. Yes, it is unknown. You can chart your own course. Anything, anywhere is possible. Spirit as you makes it so. So, knowing that, I wish you a beautiful week. I know that this has been a gift for me, and I thank you for being here with me this evening. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. And remember that I am here on Thursday for The Joy is in the Journey. And that's 1 p.m. Mountain Time and 3 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursdays. So join me for that as well. Prayer time, we're here first thing in the mornings. Is we have 8:30 a.m. 8:15 a.m. and p.m. is our prayers. There's so much on this network. Join us. Have fun with us. Be that light. Namaste.